distinguish between dark and light and favor one over the other. Like even the dark people, they favor the darkness over the light. They hate spiritual people and they love the dark people. The spiritual people hate the dark people and only love the spiritual people. And they just want to like, they hate the dark people. In first world countries, the civilians are taught to like discriminate against the homeless. So it's like, it could be like just a regular nice person and they see a homeless person and they'll be like rude towards the homeless person. So that's like the programming and delusion that we live in, that we have those strong discriminating attitudes. It's not just like the good spiritual people that hate the dark people. Even the filthy dark demons that eat babies, even they hate the spiritual people. They hate the clean people. They're telling me, get a boyfriend and have sex. So that's what they tell me. So the dark people, they hate the spiritual people and they don't understand what we do. So even like the dark people, even they have to overcome the hatred towards good, the hatred towards spiritual people, and the hatred towards just normal people. They have to overcome their hatred. So even they have to achieve their samadhi. They have to achieve their level. They have to achieve their leveled ground and not discriminate between dark and light, because they pride themselves for being dark. They pride themselves for being edgy and cool. Like we kill and we rape and we murder and we get away with all that, and we have parties and we have group sex and we have orgies, and they are extremely proud of that. They have to also not hate the spiritual people and not just keep calling the Christian sheep, like you idiot sheeps. That's what the demons, the fallen angels, or the demonic race of this world, they call the Christians sheep. So they have to overcome that as well. So like we have this massive duality split between dark and light. The demons have to achieve their balance, perceive dark and light as the same, as equal, because dark takes you to your spiritual awakening and the light takes you to your spiritual awakening as well. You cannot just have like just dark takes you to spiritual awakening. It doesn't work that way. So you need both dark and light. So even for us, we need both dark and light. If you don't practice in the channel ground, you're not waking up. You're going straight to hell. And if the dark people are always criticizing God and criticizing the spiritual people, and they are saying only our system is better and the spiritual system is like deluded and our system is the best. When they say that, they will go to hell for that, because they did not realize that both are dharmas. So like you have the dharma of the light and then you have the dharma of the dark. So for me, they are both dharmas, and it looks like I had been naturally practicing that, but I wasn't like aware of that, because I didn't discriminate. Like I'm like, oh my God. For me, was just like to enter that space and keep learning. You can say it didn't faze me, but at the same time, I was like amazed by the information that I was learning. So you have the spiritual dharma. You have the dharma based on light. Then you have the dharma of the dark. You have the carnal dharma, and then you have the spiritual dharma, and they're both equal. They are not different to each other. They both are equally powerful, or you need both. You can't do one or the other. So if you're this deadly demon, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to be near spiritual people. I don't want to do anything with Yeshua, and I don't want to do anything with like God or Sunyata. I'd rather go to hell, because that's what they say. They're like, we'll go to hell and we'll like suffer in hell and overcome our karma in hell. That's what they say, but that's not correct, because ultimately both the dark and light is there for you. So you're just rejecting an aspect of yourself. You're just rejecting the spiritual dharma, and you're only trying to learn from the carnal dharma. You're only trying to learn from the dark, and it's not going to work out for the demons if they do that. So they need both. So they can't distinguish between dark and light. You have to learn the teaching of the Son, you have to learn the teaching of Father, you have to learn Buddhism, you have to learn Sunyata. You also have to learn from your own world, from your own dark world. For the light people as well, we learn from both. We learn from the Buddhist, we learn from the Buddhist scriptures, we learn from the Hebrew scriptures, and we also learn from the chronogram. You also learn from the dark forces. And that's why it's like you have to know Father, you have to know Son, you have to know Sunyata, you have to know Shakyamuni Lord Buddha. You also have to know Satan. And Satan is like basically the god of death, or the kind of a god of this world, you can say, or the prince of this world, or the king of this world, the ruler of this world is Satan. And so you have to learn his dharma as well. So you have to learn his system. So all technology, science, education, all of that is Satan's system. So it's his system. He created all that. So you have to learn, like all your cars you have, your iPhones, your airplanes, all the cool things, all your fashion, all the things that you do, all the things that the modern human they absolutely love. Um, that is all Satan. Yeah, that is all his work. You're already part of that, so you can't pretend to be like, oh, love, light, and peace, while you're consuming and living in Satan's creation and Satan's world. So in like some of the New Age community, they're like, if you're so spiritual, then why are you using an iPhone? People have to realize that you cannot distinguish dark and light. You cannot discriminate between dark and light. And all the people that have been through a lot of the experimental super soldier, experimental systems, they have been through ritual abuses, ritual sex abuses, ritual satanic ritual abuse. If they have been through all of that, they still cannot, they still have to realize that as a dharma, because that led you to a spiritual path, that led you into your space of giving disclosure and testimony, that led you into your Sambhogaya space. That's still considered a dharma. So you get to this position in your dharmakaya phase, or you have to, you don't have a choice. You have to slowly develop and understand that both dark and light are their own dharmas. So dark is their own dharma and light is their own dharma. And we learn from both. We have to enter both. That's why our earth system is filled with dark and light. Father and mother doesn't distinguish or discriminate between dark and light. So that's why, like, when people say, oh, why does Yahweh, our Father in heaven, why does God allow poverty and rape and murder? Why does God allow all that? Is because they don't distinguish between dark and light. They don't distinguish the path. They don't distinguish the dark dharma and the light dharma. They are equal. They are the same. And if you don't believe me, go learn the higher Buddhist tantra and what the tantric practitioner do, how they deal with taboo materials. You can go study that, and how they work so hard, so that they have the same taste for both. They have the same taste for dark and light. And some of the almost gross ritual practices that they do to develop that same taste between dark and light. That's why father and mother allows everything that goes on in this earth is allowed, or is there undistinguished. It's there without discrimination. Because, like, say if there is a dark person and they are completely dark, and they don't understand the language of light, and for them the light is just like light, for them, like the Bible or the light is just like a fantasy world, because they are like hyper logical and intelligence based, and they're not faith based. They need evidence. They don't trust people. Like the dark, they don't trust anyone. And they have, like, you can say, trust issues. So for them, they have to work with the dark. So they have to go in, and they have to do their murder, they have to do their rape, they have to do the frazzle drip, they have to do the child trafficking, they have to do pedophilia, they have to do all of those things to ultimately realize that everything is empty. That doesn't matter how much they do it, that there is no power to have had from that situation, or that it's not fun, or it's not cool, it's not edgy. There's no power there. So they have to realize and awaken to that. So the demons work with the dark, and they're allowed to do some of the things that the unbelievable things that they do, because they have to go in and see and do those acts and realize that there is no power there, that what they are seeking for, emotional gratification, or the loosh, they call it the loosh, when they're looking for that loosh, it's not there, because they have to uh, continuously keep doing that all the time. And it's not going to satisfy them because it doesn't exist. It doesn't satisfy them because it's not real. It's sunyata. It doesn't fulfill them because it's not real. They feel like they have power until they do the ritual act, and then after that they're bored again and they have to go do something else because it's not real. It's a fantasy, and that emotional fulfillment or loosh that they're looking for is actually not there. So they have to go in and do those things to realize that it is all sunyata, that it doesn't exist, that it cannot be had. You cannot possess it, and you cannot have power and glory and happiness. You cannot derive anything from that. You cannot have even like an atom of fulfillment, an atom of power, an atom of joy from hurting other people or whatever you're doing. You cannot even have an atom of fulfillment from that. So they have to realize that, and that is the demonic path. That is the path of the fallen. That is the path of the dark. And for us light, we have to realize that doesn't matter doesn't matter how much spiritual practice we do, doesn't matter how kind we are, how many children we raise, how many charities we do, how many doctorate degrees we get, how many houses we build. So it doesn't matter what you do. The best and the highest, whatever you perceive to be the best and highest, you do those things, but the suffering is endless. That suffering doesn't cease. You are not satisfied, and you do not even gain an atom of satisfaction. You do not even gain an atom of what you have earned. You cannot take anything with you. You are unhappy, you're unsatisfied. And it's the same as what the demons are going through. You cannot achieve happiness because it doesn't exist. The form is empty, according to our great mother Pragyaparamita, the great wisdom taught by Shakyamuni Lord Buddha. Form is empty. Emptiness is form. So form is sunyata. So the spirit of form is emptiness. The software of form is emptiness. So what's behind form is emptiness. So if I look at this clip, what's behind this clip? So this clip exists. It's a solid form. It exists. But what's behind this clip? What's the software of this clip that's holding this clip? It's actually sunyata. It's actually emptiness. There's nothing there. It's empty. So it's like it exists, it has a form, but this is emptiness. So the spirit behind this is emptiness. So that's why we own all these things, but it doesn't satisfy us. And we shouldn't be owning things to think it's going to satisfy us. We just have things that are functional, that fulfill the purpose, and that's about it. So if you are going out there trying to satisfy yourself with like buying things or owning things or building a bigger house, getting a bigger status, getting bigger boobs, whatever it is, if you're trying to fulfill something that is not real, that is an illusion. As soon as you try to grasp it and try to make something out of it, it doesn't work. The form only works for its function, and if you try to make it do something else more than that, that's the ignorance, because the form cannot do anything for you. The form cannot please you. The form is empty. It cannot please you. Form is empty. It doesn't give you emotional satisfaction. If you're looking to have power over me, you will not get that satisfaction because I'm empty. So you're coming to me and you're trying to hurt me and abuse me and trying to be like, oh, I'm going to hurt this chick that's doing sunyata to have power over her. But I'm empty. So you cannot gain anything from me. So I can only fulfill my purpose. I can only do what I'm here to do, but I cannot satisfy you. I cannot give you the fear porn that you're looking from me. I cannot give you what I am not. I can only do my function. And that's why I'm Sunitha, because I can only do what I am here to do, and I cannot go around distributing few porn to people. It's just not what it like. I'm empty, and I cannot give that. That's not one of my functions to give you that. Like, even if someone comes in and they wanting more than what you can offer, then that's ignorance. That's incorrect, because it's not my space to offer you that thing. It's not in my function to offer you that thing. Like, say for example, if you are looking to fall in love with a strong man, but if you want me, I can't be that strong man for you, because I'm a woman and I can only fulfill my function. I cannot be something that I'm not. And for you to think that you can get a strong man out of me, that's ignorant of you. So that's how you can look at it. So people, like the demons, that's what they expect from you. Or let's say generally in life, we humans, we expect that from things, from properties, from our status, from the positions, possessions, money. We expect it to do more than its function. That's why it's ignorant, because it can only fulfill its function and it cannot do more than what it is in its nature. When as human beings, we chase desire, we chase education, we chase statuses. Everyone wants like the best. They want to marry the best guy, drive the best car, have the best job, have the best outfit, have the best hair. Everyone wants the best thing, and everyone discards the bad. We don't know what good or bad is, but we assume we are aspiring towards great things and we chase after them, but we don't even know if they are good or bad. We are just told that they are good. So that is the delusion, and that is the fall, and that is when you go to hell, because all these good things that you did, you worked so hard to get your doctor degree, you worked so hard to pay off your expensive car, you worked 3 jobs to pay off your mansion. All of that doesn't count, because it's all ignorant, and you will go to hell because of those things, because we chased because we distinguished dark and light. It's like it has to be a mansion, or it has to be a hot guy that I'm marrying. So you were distinguishing between dark and light. You were distinguishing, you had like a bias, and you will not be satisfied, because there'll always be a hotter guy, there'll always be a better car. So your wants and desires will never be fulfilled, because what you want and desire, all of those things, places, people, and things, are all empty. Places, people, and object are all empty. So you're not going to get fulfillment from places, people, and objects, because they're all empty. And everyone can only fulfill their function, and everything is about practicality. It's not about luxury, and it's not about excess, and it's not about wastage. It's about function. It's about, you need a plate of food, you need a plate of food. You don't need 20 plates of food. It's all about function. And when you live that way, you naturally abide in emptiness, and you don't breach anything. You're not breaching into anything, that you are just living within a harmoniously functioning world, and you're not wanting and taking more than your share and expecting something more. That's where your sadness or your suffering or your dissatisfaction comes from, when you want something more from emptiness that cannot give it to you. The light people, whatever great works we have done, and we have like despised the dark, and we have done all these great works thinking we are doing like charity and working for religious organizations and helping people, all of that won't work out if you do not realize sunyata. If you do not realize zero, all of that will go to waste. And also, you have distinguished and discriminated between dark and light. Similarly, for the dark, all the great works that they have done on this earth, they have built their empires, they have built basically the whole world, they have created this entire modern system, which the satanic dark forces, the demonic forces, have created and built in this world. Even all of their system, whatever they have done, amounts to nothing, because they didn't realize sunyata,